Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Hammer. Today is Friday, May 10th, 2024. Of course, with Originator Success here with your daily mortgage rate update, the only place on the web where you guys get to join me live each and every weekday morning on Facebook and YouTube as we talk about what's going on with mortgage rates and pricing. I might even start talking about it a little bit more. Today, I'm going to talk about an Apple commercial because I just don't get it. Maybe somebody will explain it to me. But anyway, if you're here this morning, say good morning. Let me know that you're here. Say hello. If you are watching on the replay, don't forget, give me a hashtag replay in the comments, whether you're on Facebook or on YouTube, and do appreciate it. You can also jump ahead if you want to skip the intro if you're watching on the replay. Whether you're here live or on the replay, don't forget to smash that like button on Facebook, tag an LO friend, share us to the group. If you are on YouTube, subscribe and click the thumbs up. Remember, if you'd like, you can get our free email to your inbox each and every weekday morning, www.ratelockadvice.com, or use the cool QR code. You could sign up for our text alerts at www.ratetextalerts.com. You can sign up for our text reminder. That's absolutely free at hmmr.io/reminder. Also, check us out at originatorssuccess.com. Find out how we help you get loans from Google and social media. So yesterday came to you from the doctor's office. Today, back in the saddle in my office. Going to have surgery next week. But the good news is I don't have to be at the hospital till 11. So I'll still do the lock advice on Wednesday morning. I have surgery scheduled for May 15th. Unfortunately, it looks like this injury is a lot worse than the ER doctor led me to believe and than I thought it was. So blew out all the ligaments and all that good stuff. So anyway, let's say hi to the live folks. Who we got here this morning? Kenny Rivard, Mike Tebow. Good morning. Ron Siegel, it's National Shrimp Day. Mike Morano, good morning, sir. Still speaking that Italian, are you? Mike Brown, happy Friday, break a leg. Yep, I did. So not loving it. Allison Foy, good morning. Tim Klyla, Mike Brown, Megan Lindbergh, Laura McCain. Great to see all of you. Yasmin Martin, good morning. I think we got everybody here. Thank you, Yasmin. I appreciate you and your support. George Messia, good morning. Speedy recovery, George. Listen, I promised to give you a recovery, but it ain't going to be speedy. The surgery's next week, and then 6 weeks no wait, 6 weeks with a walking boot, then rehab. This one's going to take a while. I want to make sure I get all the range of motion. So Ron Siegel, jobs market starting to tumble in California, Texas, showing growth in non-seasonally adjusted first-time unemployment per Danielle. Yeah, I've been watching her YouTubes, Ron, and some good stuff from her on that as well. Jobless claims jumped yesterday. I'll go ahead and share that on the screen real quick since we can talking about unemployment. Good morning, Alicia Bulls. So yeah, jobless claims, were up last week. Not anything super crazy. They were up 231 for the week, which, let's face it, pre-pandemic, they were in the low 200s for a long time. But it does show this is the highest claims number since late August 2023. Good morning, Kyle Mazikas, Chris Perfor, Michael Love. Good morning. Great to see all of you. So this just shows, there is a little bit of weakness. Again, we got that also a week ago from the BLS jobs data. So as far as where things go, let's dive in and let's talk about that. Let me get my captions up and running here. Hold on a second. All right. So rate changes this morning should be a little bit better than yesterday, although mortgage-backed securities currently down a little bit on the morning. They're down about 15 basis points to start the day. You can see here on the 48-hour chart that, let me see if I get it right in the right spot. There you go. You can see like right here, we are at 100.13. Yesterday when pricing came out right here around 10 a.m., we were on 100.8. So still just a little bit higher. See how this is a little bit higher than we were when pricing came out yesterday. But bonds did improve through the afternoon yesterday. There were a lot of reprices better, quite a few, over 40. So let me know in the comments, did you get a reprice better? Curious, yes or no? And the reason that we saw so many reprices better, by the way, is because of the fact that, a lot of lenders are just pricing very aggressively right now. Margins have thinned a little bit. So, Mike said, get with your insurance company. I had zero weight and had to have 24-hour care. Insurance paid your wife 24 hours a day. Wow. Nice. That's funny. Yeah. Megan said, yeah, some lenders had several improvements. Better pricing, better from a few that, and again, this morning's rate sheets will be a little worse than the reprices better, but shouldn't be too much. We're seeing everything hold steady just as we figured it would this week. You could see there's quite a sideways pattern here on the 10-year treasury yield. We're at 4.49 at the moment. We've been as low as like 4.45 right here at 4.46. Yesterday we were at 4.45. So it's up a little bit, but not really too much. It's been real sideways. When we look at actual rates, they've moved a little bit here, 7.15 on Mortgage News Daily, the best we've seen in over a month. It's better than the 7.5s we were up to. Certainly a big reversal from when we got the CPI data last month and we saw rates move higher. So that leads us into where we're kind of going for next week. This week has been, rates have gotten nominally better. They started at 7.25. Now you're at 7.125. So rates have, at the moment improved about an eighth, maybe not quite, after losing a little bit of ground this morning, basically flat to slightly better. Reprice risk on the day today is low, though. There's no other data that's going to come out. There's a lot of Fed speakers, but nothing that we have to worry about. Actually, the one thing we do want to watch, if I remember correctly, is there should be consumer sentiment data comes out at 10 a.m. actually, right? Yeah. So consumer sentiment data comes out at 10 a.m. If that shows some weakness, it may help bonds to recover a little bit, and consumers have been kind of questioning the economy. So this I'm not worried about this coming in and shaking things up, making it worse. We could see this actually help to bring mortgage bonds into a positive light on the day. Here, let me make this full screen so you guys could see it, see what I'm talking about. So looking here, we could see this consumer sentiment at 10 a.m. We could see that wash out this 10 basis points of loss this morning, which should make rate sheets a little bit better as they're coming out after 10 a.m. So keep that in mind. That's a positive on there, but overall it should be a quiet day. Again, right now we want to be floating all loans, and there's not a lot of risk until we get closer to next week's inflation data. We're going to get that CPI inflation data. It's going to come out on Wednesday. Right now, as far as expectations, according to Kiplinger's, the expectations were kind of the thing. I'll go into that more next week, but I'm trying to gather some forecasts and see what people think is going to happen. It's funny. There was a Bloomberg article that talked about one forecaster saying the 10-year was going to go up to 5%, and then another one saying it was going to drop down, so it's crazy. Mark said, isn't the red in MBS this morning due to the roll? It might be. Let me see if they have the actual number on MBS Highway. MBS Live, I don't know if he posts the actual roll number, but even if it was, it wouldn't. Even if it wasn't, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. So I do not see what the rollover is this morning on any of the services. I'm looking here on MBS Highway. They'll put it on there. They usually do, but it's usually like a little arrow thing, and I don't see it on here yet. So I'm not quite sure what the rollover amount was this morning. I don't know if he's got that on there anywhere, but it's been very small. It hasn't been a big move anyway, so I wouldn't worry about it. But that is a good question. A good point out is that we did have the bond rollover this morning, but I think it's only been about 6 or 8 basis points. So even that, not really enough to get too excited about. Ratios will still be a little bit better. But that is, Mark, thanks for pointing that out. Good morning, Mr. James Mahan as well. So anyways, as looking at all this stuff here, the forecast heading into next week, there's really, take a look at the economic data. I'll put this, put my head small so you guys can see this, right? So next week, of course, should be much more active than this week as we get back into this. Come on, let me move this up. There we go. So next week on Monday, we've just got more Fed speakers. On Tuesday, we've got the core producer prices coming out here, but the actual CPI data comes out on Wednesday. So you got Fed Chair Powell speaking on Tuesday. I'm not quite sure where he's speaking. I'll figure that out between now and then, but we'll see if there's any kind of a shakeup there. But basically, the CPI data on Wednesday going to be the big thing as we head into that, and then we'll get PPI data the next day. Where are producer prices? Why are they not? Actually, I don't see them on here. Where's the producer price index? This is the consumer price index. Am I missing producer prices? Houses, building permits, blah, 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 jobless claims. All right. Well, I don't know where the producer prices show up, but they're in the same week. So are they the producer prices are before, duh, they're before the CPI this week. That's unusual. They're usually after. So the wholesale inflation data coming out on Tuesday will give us a little bit of an insight into where the big market is, which is the consumer price index and consumer inflation on Wednesday. So we'll see where that goes and what that does. But heading into next week, there's no like huge urgency on needing to lock ahead of this. Most loans are going to want to go ahead and continue to flow into this data anyway, at least see how it comes in, give an idea of what we're at, that kind of a thing. So all right, my friends. Forgive me. I am definitely a little out of sorts. I'm still a little cranky with limping around and crutching around here. So I've got some toys coming, a little scooter and things to get around the house a little smoother. But I have surgery scheduled for next week. For those of you that hopped on a little bit late, but I'll be here doing my normal thing. And you guys won't notice much of a difference. I'll be here Wednesday morning. And then after we have our video and our time together, I will go to the hospital and then get my leg all put back together. And has anyone ever had a lower leg injury where they've had to have screws and a reduction, it's called? Let me know if you have. I'm curious. I'm trying to compare two methods. One uses what they call sutures, and they actually put holes through the bones. They run this it's probably nylon, but it's some kind of a material through, and they actually pull it tight. That's one method. The other method is to put screws in. So curious if anyone's had that done. I'd like to know more about it. And otherwise, here I am going to stick around 1 minute because I want to complain. If you want to leave now, that's okay. But I just saw this article, and it's on here on Bloomberg. It's of course also here on any of the other ones. Apple apologizes for iPad Pro ad showing hydraulic press destroying guitars and a piano. And I saw the article, I saw the commercial. You can watch it. It's on X. It's on here on Tim Cook's thing, right? And basically, what it does is it smushes everything here. This, and this somehow offended people and has made news. And Apple apologized. What a what a bunch of bullshit. Like, what a whiny crybaby. Like, why would you apologize for running an ad because people got their knickers in a twist? Because the whole point of the ad is like that they were squishing everything into an iPad and all the things that an iPad could do, making music and art and games and people got offended. People got offended by this. Oh my goodness, it's amazing that I'm still around because I'm highly offensive compared to that. And Apple apologized. What are you apologizing for? Sometimes I find the apology to be offensive. Let me know in the comments how you guys feel about this. Go watch the commercial. It's the dumbest thing for people to get upset about, and for Apple to apologize and then say they're not going to air the ad on TV because it was ridiculed on social media. Yeah, Ron's got it kind of dialed in. Apple is headquartered in Northern California. That says it all. Yeah, you got it. John Melnick, I'm keeping my iPad away from my guitar. I mean, if I was going to complain, what Apple should be apologizing for, I bought one of these iPad Pros back in February. This thing goes through a battery like crazy. It's been sitting here on my desk. I haven't used it. It went from 100%. It's at 35%. If I don't keep this thing on the charger all the time, my first iPad, I had an iPad 2. You could leave the thing sitting for a week. You pick it back up. The battery was down 3, 4, 5% when it's on standby. Why is this thing burning through a battery on standby? Is it recording everything and sending it to Apple? Probably. I mean, my iPad Air, you see it on the table behind me. I could leave that thing in my on sleep mode, not turned off, right? Leave it on sleep mode. I can leave it in my backpack for 2 weeks, take it out, and it's at 85% battery life. Why does this iPad battery suck so bad? And why does it chew up all my battery on standby mode? So if Apple wants to apologize, don't apologize for your dumb commercial, which I actually thought was a pretty good commercial. Apologize for performance on my crappy iPad that cost me $1,000. Very disappointed in that. So Alex said Apple is trash. Nah, I like Apple. I don't think it's trash. No worse than anything else. I'm not a fanboy, but it does have cool features, and I like that I can bounce it around all my devices and everything else. Good morning, Mary Jane, MJ. So Yasmin, she says she agrees with Ron. So thanks y'all for keeping me company as I ramble. I will see you guys on Monday, and maybe I'll be a little bit nicer since I sleep better. I'm not sleeping well, so of course I get cranky. Ron said, now your iPad is outdated since the new iPad Pro is coming out this week. See if they'll swap it out for you. Yeah, right. No, they're not swapping anything out. Absolutely, positively not at all. So, all right, my friends, you guys have a fantastic one. Thanks again for joining me. I'll see you on Monday, and we'll talk then. Bye-bye.